right here was the point where I knew something magical was going to happen in our lives, and boy howdy was I excited. Sure, I wasn't financially secure enough to own a Wii U, but I was a 20-something guy sleeping in a living room with a bunch of other 20-something gamer boys, so somewhere along the lines, I knew I was going to get in on this brave new world of Mario. Anyway, I basically missed the first game completely. I mean, that's not entirely true. I did get in on Super Mario Maker on the Wii U towards the end of its hype cycle, when the only pickings were Auto Mario, amiibo-themed levels, or nothing but Kaizo levels, which weren't really my bag. When I got into the idea of making my own levels, I wanted Mario levels, the kind you get from ROM hacks like Return to Dinosaur Land, and these slopeless wonders weren't doing me any favors. As far as I was concerned, I was looking at a level editor featuring Mario, not a Mario Maker. So much of the tools I was expecting were missing, and we all waited for updates that could bring us that wonderful new feeling of playing a new Mario game that was made by someone else. That never really happened. The few diamonds in the rough were few and far between, and they stopped updates to the game before too long. They gave us a terrible 3DS version a little over a year later, which I received used as an extra game for a buy two, get one free deal in 2018, and I'm pretty sure they ripped me off. It boasted a bunch of challenge levels that were not that great, to be honest, and it was severely gimped in basically every way that mattered to a level editor, and you just could not share your levels with the people that mattered. Of course, the people that mattered in this case were the faceless strangers of the internet. Without the vindication of the anonymous masses, why do we do anything these days? I mean, like, comment, and subscribe? It would take another 3 years later, after the 3DS version, before Nintendo opened on what could really only make Sisyphus hate. Slopes. And that's that good stuff right there. Slopes were a game changer. The whole trailer came packed with a whole bunch of new goodies for everyone to enjoy, and there was also some weird stuff in there, like these spinny guys, and the angry sun, snake blocks, some water, the on-off switches, and all of these levels, they actually looked like levels. It's like they heard everything we could want and put in even more. We saw new themes, we saw backgrounds, and even a new level theme with Super Mario 3D World that with the whole prospect was super exciting. It was the answer to so many prayers. So I must be satisfied, of course. I mean, come on, man. You clicked the video. I'm not winning any algorithm awards over here. There's a lot of things there's missing here. But what, after the almighty Slopes, could Nintendo give us in a possible Maker 3 that would satiate my appetite? Could I even think of anything that could possibly... Here's like 10 off the top of my head. This one's a bit of a no-brainer, but this is on everyone's list by now. When we first heard that there was going to be a new game mode, a lot of us Mario Maker fans collectively lost our minds at the potential. Could we get a Mario Land style? Or a Super Mario USA style? But as time went on and it launched with the super conspicuous empty space right next to 3D World, we dreamed of DLC. And now that the updates to the game are over, we learned, well, that the only style updates that exist are Link and US Mario 2 in the forms of Powerups in NES Mario 1. Yeah, there's the frog suit and stuff like that, but if you just gotta love that 8-bit aesthetic. But honestly, the worst thing is that we miss out on all the new toys for old styles. It's not ridiculous to add clear pipes to the older styles, and also the fact that clear pipes can't even cross each other on two planes is a total bummer in the original style. Hey Nintendo, give me some different object planes. Even Sega did that with Sonic the Hedgehog 1. In Super Mario Maker 3, we need to bring all these power-ups to all the modes. Can't you imagine clear pipes in Mario World? Or hats in Mario 3? Or Link in 3D World? Truthfully, they'll probably forego the last one, but I'd be giddy to see Link throw a bomb through a pipe to hit an on-off switch. So you're jamming out, putting the 8th stack of 8 high Goombas on your 8th chain chomp, running a Spiny when the game gives you the hard stop. Look, I get what Nintendo is trying to tell you. Hey man, you can't make a world where every negative space is a thwomp. Well, why not? The player needs to do a clear run, so no matter what kind of shenanigan goes into it, They have to be able to clear it on one life or it's not going to fly in your servers, Ninty. Look, I understand there are limits you have to set in order for the system not to chug down to a crawl. Trust me, I've played a few ROM hacks. Or honestly, Mario World in general. Or anything made by Treasure. But I doubt 100 burners are really the make or break point before the Switch gets the same idea and melts. This one is a bit of a stretch, sure, but I don't understand why I gotta choose between a hard block or a soft block in Super Mario World. Or a brick and another, more different brick in the NES style. Much like how you decide if a block drinks some Red Bull and gets the hell out of Dodge, I hoped we'd be seeing some different block aesthetics, such as the brown empty state of a question mark block that's already been hit, or a snake block that actually looks like it does in the original. Further, I'm dumbfounded we only got like 3 semi-platform styles per theme, and some of them are kind of an eyesore. I mean, look at this wall. It's beautiful, blue, it's great. And then I make it bigger and oh no, why? Where did it? No! And the airship is worse. These windows don't look good. I'm in some sort of goldfish aquarium and I want my money back. Give me the option to choose this lovely dark wood background without these blue balls. Sometimes the other styles get away with a lot, like the NES theme having some dope background aesthetics, but other times you're Super Mario World Coral. This one is simple. Why isn't lava in a toggle state? Actually, why isn't a lot in this game in a toggle state? But lava in particular is irksome, especially in the underground. Remember those parts in the original Super Mario World where you rode a lava raft? Which is in Mario Maker in a horrible capacity. Why are you sinking so soon? And you'd go down and up some lava in a sin against God and physics. Those were good times. Great levels. Why is lava on a single plane here? Why can't it slope? That's your thing, Mario Maker 2. Actually, why can't most things slope? I actually just found out that conveyor belts can. That's kind of neat. But the fact is, lava is woefully underutilized. And it's a crime it's so one note. Its main interactable element is that it can rise and lower. But where's the Blarg at? Where's my boy Blarg? Now, I know you're probably wondering, Solaroth, how do I pronounce your name? And to that I say, look, I just said it. It's Solhara. Let's stay on task here. But you may also ask, hey, why is all your gameplay in the Super Mario World style? 'Cause I like it the most, and it has the most neat gizmos and such. Actually, that's a good point. So here's something that's missing. We got ball and chains, we got wall runners, pipe launchers, magic balloon, yellow and blue Yoshis, thwimps, torpedo Ted, urchins, countdown platforms, green trampoline thingies that go bang, gray P-switches, Bowser statues, all missing gizmos that could really benefit all game styles. Yes, even you, Super Mario 3D World, with your hats. Can't believe you got a TF2 update even when Valve stopped.
That slaps me.
It's hard to believe you can make a Mario level without a proper ball and chain. And that's not just a Super Mario World thing. Remember these weird spirit ball things from the third game that look a lot like waffles? That's basically the ball and chain. And best we have right now is the Boo Wheel, and look, I love a good Boo Wheel, but it's already so weird already. It's much smaller than the original Boo Wheel, and if you give it a mushroom, it's closer to the right size, but you can't do the hype crouch jump through the gap like you could do in the original, and that's really important to the feel of a Mario game. And again, that's just one example of what we're missing. Also, why did they think it's pertinent for the end of the level to just hand me 4 1-ups if a Boo Wheel is on screen? Do I really need to go over this? Actually, no. This is too easy. One of the big additions for creators is the screen lock. Screen stop? Whatever it's colloquially called. It's a game changer for space management and making levels feel more like the genuine article. So you have a line of blocks and it stops the screen, and that's all well and good, except, well, you need a full line from edge to edge. And edges being that of the edge of the maker. Screen. And even then, that's not entirely correct. Go above an imaginary line in the horizontal style, and the screen breaks because it needs to let you know you forgot a pipe up there. And don't get me started on vertical sub-areas. Lord help you if you want to use both sides of that middle divider, because you can't screen lock it there if any part of your map goes beyond that thick line. To be completely honest, you should be able to go beyond that 2 screen sizes in height and what is it, like 10 screen sizes in width with the reverse for vertical sections. You should be able to just hit the make button and then have a lovely little option that asks you your height and width and be done with it. If you want to limit it to 20 screens, that still should allow you the 3x6 or a 4x5 in size. And honestly, programming a border to contain the play area would go a lot further than the archaic design of just building a wall of bricks and wasting time and resources. Just make it an invisible selection and you could be great. So here's the thing. I originally wrote this script before the Link update, all the way back in the before times. You know, before the plague. And by all means, the Koopaling update was nice. Real nice. The boss trifecta of Bowser, Jr., and Boom Boom. Here's looking at you, Pom Pom. I don't know. Wasn't doing it. Even if Bowser behaved differently in each style, somewhat, it's still disappointing that he throws bomb-bombs when the Mecha Koopas were added. And the Koopalings were a great way to round up the final update by giving us an actual different colored shells to be bouncing off of, but they really aren't that different. I mean, I do love their different styles of wands, Ludwig and Wendy being favorites, but they are all dispatched the same way and not all that dissimilar to a Boom Boom or Junior. Bounce off the head, wait a beat, jump, and repeat. If you're scared of hitting the shell, do a spin jump. Huzzah! They're defeated the exact same way. Throw them in a clown car and they lose most of what makes them unique. Granted, it's not like 2D Mario has an expansive list of bosses to choose from. You got Big Boo, maybe a Piranha Plant that could take more than one hit. The side-scrollers are hurting in that regard, but hey, maybe the Brutals could actually translate pretty well to 2D. Or the land bosses. Get on it, Nintendo. This one was touched upon when they decided to go ham with the themes in Super Mario Maker 2. I love the fact that we got forest and sky and all of that. But, I mean, why is it all gotta have just one background? Why are the vertical sub-areas blue? When I wanted new themes in my new Mario Maker, I wanted the option to choose the background more than anything. The new Super Mario Bros. Style and the Super Mario World styles both have so many backgrounds to choose from in their original games, and so it's so easy to port most of those art assets. Sure, the original NES backgrounds were a bit simple, but I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, what about hitting us with some Super Mario All-Stars aesthetic? Come on, you know you want it. It's just a graphical change. And don't get me started on the night themes. Locking away some of the better foreground art is one thing, but also, why is it almost all the same generic Starry Night background in this Super Mario World style? Locking away entire gameplay styles like swimming in air is one thing, but it is criminal that the only way to get the foreground art from Bowser's Castle in Super Mario Bros. 3 is to force us to swim through it. I've contacted the authorities, Nintendo. They laughed me off the phone, but I'm on to you. I'm a loose cannon with nothing to lose. Clearly not my pride. So here's a can of worms I'd like to not open, because worms are squishy and gross. But I'd sure like to give alternate level exits a go here. Right now, we can sort of give alternate level exits by just diverging a path and dropping a door or a pipe on the end zone. But I think we all know that's just not really as fun, and aesthetically, it looks like crap. Not only that, but having a placeable goal would also go fairly far in this new post-World Maker society that we've all built together. Alternate level exits would go a long way to help guide a difficulty curve in the World Maker, as you could push harder levels behind trickier platforming in one level, or give rewards like a Toad House or nailing some tricky jumps in an auto-scroller to hit a high ledge with a door to a new exit. And before we get to number 1, I just want to say, Nintendo. A red dot on the World Select means that the level has 2 exits. Your World Maker makes me sad by alternating between yellow and red as it blinks. Also, in the next game, letting us choose the gameplay aesthetic of the world map would be awesome. The themes already existed for Super Mario Bros. 3 and up, so you could only be recreating the majority of maps for the original. Super Mario Maker can be a frustrating experience. Since the day I put my hands on the game, I immediately noticed that Mario, he didn't feel right. His jump arcs were floaty, his shell kicks were all wrong, and then I played my least favorite style, and it all just clicked. The most frustrating thing about Super Mario Maker, both 1 and 2, is that they're built off the new Super Mario Bros. U engine. Now, Takashi Tezuka, the lead on Mario Maker, was interviewed by the magazine Edge after the original's release, and he had this to say. In the end, we used the new Super Mario Bros. U system for all the game styles. There was quite a lot of discussion about this within the team. Staff, who had strong attachment to the original games, expressed a strong desire to see implemented the same systems they remembered. However, when players who were used to the modern Mario physics tried playing with the old physics, they found it much more difficult than they had remembered. I hoped beyond hope that they'd walk that decision back in Super Mario Maker 2. It was not given the slightest thought. This interview and this question never saw the light of day again when the sequel rolled around. When they revealed that Super Mario Maker levels would not be ported to Super Mario Maker 2, I had originally believed that this was perhaps the case. Obvious, in retrospect, that this still wasn't. Still, I can't throw a shell in the air, grab onto a vine, and catch the shell while climbing, and that makes me sad. So, what do we do about this? Do you harm the new players who hold tightly onto the new, modern physics that don't sit well with fans of the classic Mario series, or do you cater to the old school fans and possibly alienate your new market? I mean, do you prefer Sonic Forces or Sonic Mania? This stuff is actually important. But I've come up with a little bit of a solution, Nintendo. Well, if you want to play your levels in the new Super Mario Maker physics, then all you have to do is keep the drop shadow in your styles. But if you want to have the original physics, with their flaws and all, you should make like a groundhog and not see your shadow to remove me from this cold winter of discontent. That little visual indication that you're not playing the classics should be removed when you're using the original physics. Now, I understand that this would add what is essentially 3 more styles to the game, but it would be so worth it in the long run by literally making everyone happy. When searching for new stages, just a little visual cue on the preview card would be all you need to help your players know when to skip a style combo that they can't stand. Now, it's impossible to say what is in store for Super Mario Maker 3. It's clearly impossible to say if there will be a Super Mario Maker 3, but it is easy to gamble that almost everything I've said here, it won't be addressed. Maybe we'll see a ball and chain, and we'll even see enemies like the bats or Charge and Chuck, even an Odyssey style, I'll bet. But the physics will remain where they are because it's a brand now, and you don't mess with the brand. But if we did mess with the brand, what if instead of whining about what we didn't get, we instead asked for what we want? Maybe then we'd finally get a sequel to Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. Origami King was a shadow of what it could be. You cannot change my mind. If you want to hear more of what I would like to see in the future with Super Mario Maker games, or just with anything else that I might come out with, then let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe because YouTube analytics. There's also a bell icon, and I hear if you hit it, you turn into a cat furry. So, get hyped about that, I guess.